Hey there guys, and welcome to this video on Jungle Quinn for patch 5.23. Now you might recall when I done the 5.23 patch which I said I highly doubt I'll be playing Quinn again. I can't see how good or bad the changes might be. Well, turns out her win rate skyrocketed from 44% to 57% from the last patch due to some of the changes on mainly her Q, her blinding assault, which causes her to not take damage from jungle creeps for 2 seconds. Fantastic. So in this video, as per usual, I'm going to go for the runes. I use the masteries, the skill order, the item build, the jungle route, and hopefully this time, as long as the footage isn't completely crap, because there is kind of very little of it, I might even have some in-game footage of Quinn jungle. So other than that, we're going to get right into it with the Lee Sin / Quinn jungle runes. Pretty simple. 9 in armor, most in physical damage, 12 magic. Basically it's like marks and quints are AD damage, seals are armor, and glyphs are magic resist. All of that is pretty straightforward in itself. So again, with the masteries on screen, you're going to see my page again is called Lee / Quinn 18120. I've tried 1 or 2 different ways for Quinn, but I find this way to be the best because you get that, like, again, full AD from the ferocity tree plus the little added stuff from 12 points in the cunning tree. So I mean, both of those are fairly basic. There's nothing too complicated about those, I'd like to say, so it shouldn't be that difficult. But as far as an item build is concerned, you're going to see one on screen in a moment, but there will also be some clips in this point, so you'll get to see not only a screenshot but hopefully some footage. But again, you're going to start with machete and 3 health potions, just because it's the best way to do things with Quinn. But overall, you're going to mainly go for... I still think Tracker's Knife's the best jungle item. I know I've seen people go Red Smite, Blue Smite on Quinn, but I just prefer to go the damage Tracker's Knife jungle item, but that's just me. For Butch, you're going to go Berserker's Graves, pretty standard since she's pretty much an AD carry. For the first proper item I like to build, it is Youmuu's Ghostblade. The active is really good, and Quinn really benefits from some extra attack speed. So we're getting that way nice active. Not too bad. So I like to get Youmuu's Ghostblade, but then I also do like to get on her a Static Shiv. Static Shiv usually works very well, I've noticed, on Quinn. So we've got a jungle item so far. So a jungle item, a Youmuu's Ghostblade, Static Shiv, and Berserker Greaves. Pretty decent. I like to get a Bloodthirster on her because typical AD carry usually gets Bloodthirsters. So like that could be your 3rd or 4th item, but obviously in this I've got it as my 5th currently, technically, if you want to include boots. So again, 5 items so far. Your last item, like, let's be honest, Quinn's always going to build full damage. She's never going to build tanky, so depending on maybe what team you're against, you could get a Malmortius if they have a lot of AP damage, or if they have some tanky, like really tanky people, you can maybe get the Last Whisper or the upgraded version of the Last Whisper that I can't remember the name off the top of my head right now, but you could always get that. I'm not entirely sure about a Black Cleaver on Quinn. I can't say it's great, but again, if you like, since you already have a Static Shiv and a Ghostblade, if you just wanted more outright damage, you could just get a Infinity Edge as a 6th item. Pretty straightforward. But other than that, you're never going to build any tanky items on Quinn unless you maybe want to buy a GA just to avoid yourself getting insta burst. But yeah, with Quinn's jungle build, it's mainly get a jungle item and then build AD carry. It's pretty standard. You want to go and do as much damage as you possibly can on Quinn. So as you can see from so far in this guide, it's pretty straightforward. The runes, masteries, and item sets are all straightforward. So again, after this, we're going to get into the skill order and how some of the abilities now work from the patch. This is where hopefully some of the footage will come in handy. So you'll see that, and you'll also see the jungle route as well, with hopefully some footage for that. And also in between bits or at the end, you'll hopefully also see some clips that I managed to capture from in-game from the couple of games I've managed to grab from Jungle Quinn. So let's get into the next part, shall we? Hi there guys, and we're now going to go into the little bit of a skill order bit that I like to do, but this time I thought I'd change it up a bit. So I'm going to show you the skills in-game now for Quinn, and I'm just going to try and explain to you how exactly this works. So have you noticed I'm in her alt form currently? And you can see, when it's active, Quinn and Valor deal 143 physical damage to nearby enemies as Valor. Otherwise, it's literally just, like, you fly around the map really quickly, and you can get around a lot quicker than normal. So I'm going to show you what this is like against the blue buff, because her Q is now called Blinding Assault, and when basically you basically do the same thing as what I've done the last time. Shoot out a skill shot, and if it hits an enemy, it'll mark them as vulnerable, and it reduces its vision radius dramatically by 4 2 seconds, and obviously it deals 80 damage and blah blah blah. Now, the good thing about this is, like, the change that was done to this is primarily why Quinn is now a quote-unquote jungler, because it says if the primary target is not a champion, it cannot attack for 2 seconds. So, I'm just going to show you how this works. Let's kill the small ones first, and I'm going to now Q that. See, it doesn't attack me whatsoever. Like, it literally did not do anything. Do it again. Again, it doesn't attack. With the A, it doesn't really doesn't do anything different. It marks him as vulnerable, so you do extra damage. The W is still the same, it just grants you a massive area of vision around. So basically, it's all about, like, every ability other than W, and perhaps her ult, if you want to put it that way, don't mark targets as vulnerable. But honestly, that's not the reason why she's not a jungler. The reason why she's a jungler is for the reason I just showed you. The fact that her Q, Blinding Assault, if the primary target is one of these things, so for example a nice wolf, they can attack for 2 seconds. And if you're a jungler, that's great. You don't want things to hit you for 2 seconds. It means you'll take less damage. So that's what we want, thankfully. Now, I know that's a bot game because I'm testing shit, so here's Renekton. So Renekton's blinded. I know it's a bot, but he still can't hit me. As soon as the blind came off, that's when he actually did damage. And finished him off with an E. So essentially, how you're going to want to do this, if you're doing Quinn jungle, you're going to take Q first. And obviously you're going to take the Q first because it'll allow you to not take as much damage, because it'll essentially blind, even though it's not blind anymore, but it will essentially blind the jungle mobs so they can't hit you. And then level 2 you're going to take A, which is Vault. And you just really take this for damage wise, and it'll slow them, so again you'll take even less damage. And then lastly, you'll take W because you don't really need W. Yeah, it gives you the passive attack speed and movement speed by 20% for 2 seconds, but it's not really needed. I prefer to go Q, then A, then W, and then you are going to max Q. So you're going to max the Q on Quinn, then you're going to max A, and then W, and of course you'll put a point into your ultimate every time you can. And other than that, the skill order is it's really, really simple. You just want to max Q because it'll do the damage, etc, etc. A, it'll do the damage. Now the good thing about Quinn jungle is, I'm going to go over some of the pros and cons just while I'm in this bit as well. So the reason why Quinn jungle I think is, as I said, mainly due to the nice little effect that it has on jungle creeps. But she's not really good ganking pre-6. Like, her pre-6 ganks are kind of terrible because she has no CC. Like, Quinn has literally no CC, so you're relying on whichever lane you're ganking for that they're going to have CC, and they'll be able to set up the CC for you, so you can go in, get the Q off, get the E off, etc, etc, because the ult, it does a tiny bit of damage, but it's not great. So, like, for example, like if you're say waiting here, I'll just get this crab and I'll actually show you, because I'll have some footage of this later on in the video. Basically, I had the crab and I was in Valor form and I was just waiting here. The top laner was pushed about here and I managed to go. It doesn't matter, even if they have a ward here, they're not going to see it, so you can just go all the way around here, go up behind the enemy, and like, they literally cannot escape. If your top laner's hopefully not a dumbass, you can easily get a free kill from that. Obviously, since she's going to be bad ganking before 6, then obviously the advantage she has is ganking after 6. It's absolutely amazing. Because again, you can pretty much, like, it doesn't matter if they have it ordered or not. If you're in Valor form, they're not gonna be able to get away. Like, the best possible thing you can get from this, if you don't get a kill, you'll burn a flash, which is amazing. So with Quinn, I'm not sure if it's gonna stay this way, because obviously they've quote-unquote reworked Quinn a few times, but that's the reason why Quinn jungle's now a thing, because you can attack jungle mobs for your Q and you won't take damage for 2 seconds. Now, I'm going to go through this later on anyway, but build-wise, I don't really build that much CDR other than maybe 2 items, plus a blue buff if you're able to get it. So, a very popular thing that people were doing with Quinn was CDR build, which means the lower CDR that your Q is, then the more often you can quote-unquote blind the jungle mobs, so you'll take even less damage. But honestly, I don't think it's worth it. I'd rather just go damage. Quinn, in my opinion, now does a lot of damage, especially because this now, it doesn't obviously blind enemy champions anymore, but it reduces their vision drastically for 2 seconds. Now, again, I'll have footage of this later on of myself and my team and the team fight in the mid lane. Every single time I get a Q off, it was chain CC'd. The target couldn't attack, do anything, just boom, insta gone. But you'll see footage of that later on after we get into the lovely jungle route section of the video. I'll see you guys then. Now we're into the jungle route section of the video, and as you can see, I'm getting help from my bot lane at the Gromp. And the good thing is our bot lane is, well, it has a Braum in it, so we can get the lovely Braum passive off of that, which again helps us take even less damage along with the Q, which makes him not able to attack for 2 seconds, and then we can easily just smite it down. I just wanted to make sure no one stole that, which is why I didn't smite at the start for a change. But after Gromp, it's pretty simple. You go to blue buff. You have your E at this point at level 2, so you can make the blue buff vulnerable more often, which means you'll be able to do slightly more damage. So it's pretty simple. Just do Q on it, you'll take no damage. Do Q and E pretty much when it's off cooldown. You can see me trying to do my best, like trying to kite it around in a circle so I take less damage. It honestly didn't really work. I'm kind of not the best at doing that type of jungling. I just kind of prefer to like stand there and take it really. So if you can do that better than I can, then by all means go for it, because you'll take even less damage, because it is possible for Quinn to completely solo the jungle. But I'm just not one of those great skilled players, and I've not had that much practice on jungling with Quinn, so I kind of can't do that. But it's pretty easy enough, though. I'm not really that damaged, as you can see. And I'm just making sure that since there's a Nunu on the other team, I'm making sure that Nunu isn't coming to counter jungle me as I do my red. So again, blind, quote-unquote blind the red buff, then A, make it vulnerable, passive will kick in for Harrier, aka Valor, just knocks extra damage, smite the red buff, get all the health back. I've already popped my health potion and the red buff is dead, and that was Gromp, blue and red buff. And that's the jungle that you like to go on most junglers, even with Quinn. And it was really easy. Now, the good thing about this is, as you can see, the top laner is really pushed, so I'm going to now try a gank. Even though pre-6 ganks with level Quinn are pretty bad, I'm pretty sure this guy hasn't warded. I can see this is a replay, you can see it's not warded. I ping that, I'm coming for the gank. Aloy is really pushed, and we managed to get the kill. So yeah, GG. So that is the lovely jungle route I like to do with Quinn. Obviously you can then go back and get, you know, Gromp, Raptors, go back and buy, etc, etc. So yeah, that's the jungle route I like to go on Quinn. And I might, if you're lucky, if I haven't already shown some gameplay, I'm going to show you some gameplay with Quinn now, or maybe show the clips just to give you a better idea of what you can do with Quinn. But other than that, guys, thank you very much for watching this Jungle Quinn video. Don't forget to maybe leave a like, leave a comment on it for some feedback. I'm trying some new things in this video, and if you're enjoying the content, please do subscribe, follow the social medias and all that good stuff, and I shall see you all next time. Bye bye.